Welcome to Real English Podcast. I'm Brendy.
And I'm Annie.
Before we jump into our deep dive today, please take a quick second to like, subscribe, and share the Real English Podcast with your friends.
Yes, please do. It really helps us reach more learners like you.
It might feel fast, but that's just how Americans talk. You'll hear it again later, so no pressure.
Exactly. We want you to feel totally relaxed while you listen.
So today we're taking a deep dive into summer in America. Because, well, when it gets extremely hot here, Americans use some very specific everyday expressions.
We really do. And today you are going to learn these useful phrases step by step, right alongside some, very important facts on how to stay safe in the heat.
Right, because the heat can actually be quite dangerous. So let's start by looking at the environment around us. When the weather outside is extremely hot, we say, it is scorching.
Scorching. Yeah, that is a great word.
It really is. So listener, repeat after me. Take a short pause to try it yourself. It is scorching.
Perfect. And we also use another everyday expression. We say, the heat is brutal.
Oh, I use that one all the time. The heat is brutal, meaning it is extremely harsh or difficult. So repeat after me. The heat is brutal.
Excellent job. And, we use those intense words because summer temperatures in the U.S. frequently reach over 100 degrees Fahrenheit.
Right, which is about 38 degrees Celsius. So it is seriously hot.
It is, and it is not just hard on us. That scorching heat actually attacks the city itself.
Yeah, that is exactly what I wanted to ask you about. I mean, if the heat drains our energy, does it, drain the city's energy too?
It absolutely does. The heat is so brutal that it impacts our physical infrastructure, things like the actual roads.
Wait, the roads? How does sunshine affect solid concrete?
Well, everything expands or gets slightly bigger when it gets hot. And during a scorching heat wave, the concrete pavement expands so much that it can actually buckle and crack open.
Oh, wow. So the street just breaks apart and pushes upward.
Yeah, it really does. And the exact same thing happens to railway tracks. The solid steel absorbs that brutal heat and warps. It bends into a zigzag shape.
That sounds like a scene from a disaster movie. Just metal train tracks bending out of shape.
Right. It is wild. And it strains the electrical grid, too, because, everyone is running their air conditioning at the exact same time.
Oh, sure. So the power system is working overtime, and the metal power lines are getting hot, too.
Exactly. The whole city is basically overheating, which brings us to our personal comfort. Because when the environment is that harsh, our bodies really struggle.
They definitely do. And that is why Americans use a funny, kind of exaggerated phrase when they are hot. We say, I am melting.
Yes, we hear that all summer long. I am melting. Obviously, we don't actually turn into a puddle, but it physically feels like it.
It really does. So, listener, it is your turn again. Repeat after me. I am melting.
Very nice. And when we feel like we're melting, we need to take action. We say, let's cool off.
Let's cool off, meaning let's go somewhere to become cooler. Repeat after me. Let's cool off.
Great work. So how do we actually cool off safely? Well, some simple tips are to wear lightweight, loose-fitting clothes.
Right. And light-colored clothing, too, because that reflects the sunlight away from your body,
Oh,
right?
exactly. Taking cool showers is also a great way to drop your body temperature.
Okay, but what about using a portable electric fan to cool off? I mean, I always sit in front of a fan. That is a good idea, right?
Actually, no.
Wait, really?
Uh-huh.
A fan is bad.
Yeah, this is a very surprising fact. If the room temperature is hotter than 90 degrees Fahrenheit, you should never point a portable fan directly at yourself.
I would have never guessed that. Why is a fan dangerous?
Because the dry, blowing air actually dehydrates you faster. It works kind of like an oven roasting a turkey. It just forces the hot air into your skin.
Oh, wow. So you are just heating yourself up more and losing water at the same time.
Precisely. You endanger your health. Also, avoiding sunburn is totally crucial.
Because the sunburn damages your skin, right?
Yes, and that damage drastically reduces your skin's ability to release excess heat. Your natural cooling system gets blocked.
That is seriously dangerous, which means we need to transition from just cooling off to actively protecting our health.
Absolutely, because extreme heat can actually be deadly.
Right.
Ah.
And that brings us to our next really important phrase, stay hydrated.
Yes. Stay hydrated, which means keeping enough water in your body.
So listener, let's practice this one. Repeat after me. Stay hydrated.
Great job. And you need to stay hydrated because over 700 people die from extreme heat every year in the U.S.
Over 700. That is a terribly high number. So how do we do it right? Do we just, drink water when we feel thirsty?
No, and that is a major trap. You must drink plenty of water and non-alcoholic fluids, even if you do not feel thirsty.
Even if you are not thirsty. Got it.
Yeah,
Because by the time your mouth is dry, you are already dehydrated.
exactly. You are late to the problem. And you should also eat light, cool foods like fresh salads.
Right, because digesting heavy foods, like a big steak, makes your body work harder and creates internal heat.
Exactly. Plus, if you're outside, meats and dairies spoil incredibly fast in the sun.
Oh, yeah. But speaking of things sitting in the sun, we have to talk about parked cars.
Yes, we absolutely must emphasize this. The parked car is extremely dangerous.
Getting into a parked car in July is awful. It feels like walking into an oven.
It is much worse than just uncomfortable. A dark dashboard or a car seat can rapidly reach 180 to 200 degrees Fahrenheit.
200 degrees. That is hot enough to cook food.
It is. The sun's light comes through the clear glass windows, hits the dark seats, and turns into heat.
Right, like a greenhouse.
Exactly. And that heat cannot escape back through the glass, so it just bounces around, rapidly heating the trapped air.
But, what if you leave the windows slightly open? Like, is it okay to leave a child or a pet for just 1 minute?
No, never. Leaving the window slightly open does not significantly decrease the heating rate.
Wait, not even a little bit.
Not nearly enough to be safe. You must never leave a child or pet unattended in a vehicle, even for a minute.
That is such a vital rule to remember. The risk is just way too high.
Exactly. So now that we know these very important safety rules and we have learned 5 great expressions, I think it is time to practice.
I completely agree. Listener, we're going to do a slow and clear role-play conversation.
We are going to use the phrases you just learned in a real-life scenario.
Right. So imagine we're just two friends hanging out. One friend is going to invite the other for a walk, and the other is going to use what we learned to say no.
Sounds perfect. Let's do it.
Hey, it is a beautiful afternoon. Do you want to go for a long, strenuous walk in the park?
Oh, I don't think so. I went outside earlier, and it is scorching out there.
Really? I didn't think it was that bad.
Trust me, the heat is brutal today. If we go for a walk, I will be melting.
Oh, I completely understand. Being outside in that kind of weather is not fun at all.
It really isn't. How about we just stay inside instead? Let's cool off with the air conditioning.
That is a much better idea. I will grab us some water so we can stay hydrated.
Perfect plan.
And scene. Great job following along, listener.
Yes, you did wonderfully. So just to do a quick review, our 5 phrases today were, it is scorching.
The heat is brutal.
I am melting.
Let's cool off.
And stay hydrated. You can confidently use these anytime you talk about the summer weather.
Exactly. They are very natural, everyday expressions that you will hear all the time.
But before we finish our deep dive today, I want to leave you, the listener, with one final provocative thought.
What is that?
Well, we talked a lot about how to feel the heat and stay safe. But it is a medical fact that people over the age of 65 are significantly less likely to physically sense temperature changes.
Oh, wow. So they might be sitting in a really hot room and their brain just isn't getting the warning signal.
Exactly. As we age, our internal sensors start to degrade, so they might be in real danger and not even realize they're hot.
That completely changes how we should look at a heat wave. It is not just about our own comfort.
Exactly. So my question for you, the listener, is this. Now that you know how to stay safe, who's one older neighbor or family member you can check on today?
That is a brilliant point. Just a quick phone call to make sure their AC is running and they're drinking water.
Just a 2-minute check-in could literally save a life. Make sure they're staying cool.
It really could. Well, thank you so much for spending time learning real English with us today. We genuinely love helping you improve.
We really do. You are taking great steps in your language journey.
And please remember to like, subscribe, and share the Real English Podcast with your friends or anyone who wants to learn.
Yes, thank you so much for your support. Stay cool out there.
And if you want to review today's lesson, I uploaded a free PDF summary in the description and in the comments. Feel free to download it and study at your own pace.